Oh, Jimmy! Jimmy! Farewell, Jimmy Garoppolo. Farewell, Jimmy Garoppolo. We had no idea you'd get traded at the bye week mid-season after 8 games to the team Tom Brady grew up rooting for that is now currently coached by the offensive coordinator that blew a 25-point lead in Super Bowl 51 to Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo. Why am I so sad about a backup getting traded, for Christ's sakes? All right, you humps, let's get ready to rock with a happy Halloween all Garoppolo edition of Patshow. Hit it!
1, 2, 3, 28. Wow! Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! Patshow! Let's talk about Brady and Edelman! Talk about Gronk and the stuff he did! Talk about Leonard and the Lonely! Let's talk about Belichick and his team! Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! Patshow!
Yeah! What's up? Yeah, guys. Hope you like the Happy Halloween Stranger Things costume edition of Patshow. This is the all Garoppolo edition. We have eschewed and scratched. What the? The air horn will not stop. We're good? It's that good. That's what the people wanted. They were like, guys, we need 2 things. 1, we need more immediate topical reactions, and 2, we need more air horns that you grabbed off YouTube, pumped into the start of the show. Yes, we normally at this point would be doing like a little recap of the Pats-Chargers former game and whatnot, but obviously with the big news, the big trade, we're doing an all Garoppolo edition of Patshow. Mesdames et messieurs, humps and halfwits, all the good people of Patriots Nation, Foxborough fanimals the world around. I'm your old pal Fitzy, Nick Stevens, once again joined by the greatest 80s Patriots fan of all time, the minister of Pats propaganda,
Steve Grogan.
Mike Dussault, yeah. Only thing you need right now is like Grogan neck roll, like a pack of Pall Malls and
Zubaz? Wait, was Zubaz
some
90s?
Zubas, maybe like some gout.
I think waiting just so I could do
lunch.
like a dramatic, like a dramatic turn of the. Nice.
That's pretty sharp, dude. I also like, so you got your throwback on. This is actually, right here, this is actually the satin coat that my grandmother gave me, I think in 1985.
Wow.
I think maybe either like before Super Bowl 20 or
held up
right
well.
afterwards. Still sort of fits. Didn't fit me as well actually almost 30 years ago. No joke.
You've grown into it.
No joke. And of course we got the retro. I know. Look, I'm looking at me right now in reflection of the camera, and I'm like, I can't do me in this hat much longer either. So I'll do us all a favor there. I hope you appreciated that for effect. However, though, I did find a shirt that I thought would be entirely appropriate for today's show, given to be by our pal Maureen McCann, weather person down in Orlando. They made these last year, of course, when everybody thought it was going to be the 4-game Garoppolo show, and we were treated to about a game and a half of Jimmy G and his greatness. Super limited edition. How about that one right there? Jimmy freaking too soon. I'm happy for him. All right. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. All right. Let's get right into it. So Garoppolo traded, 2nd-round draft pick, 2018 draft. Patriots only have 5 picks in the draft. Now they have 6. Give me the where were you? Are you surprised? I already know the answer to that. No.
I was not surprised.
So give me the where were you? Do you think they got enough-ish for him? And are you happy?
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting on my couch watching the Bruins almost come back last night and relaxing, and then I was like, oh shit, now I got to do a blog post, and this is crazy.
I was not prepared for the I was not prepared for the social media aspect. I was not like, I just finished work. Now I got to spend the whole night getting ready for the show and scrap and everything.
That's what happens when you turn your fandom into a blogging gig. So I was surprised, of course. I mean, everybody was surprised. And I think that, I mean, my opinion of what was going to happen was that they were going to get to the end of the season, they would franchise him briefly, which in retrospect, they may not even have had the cap space to actually do this.
Which would have maybe hamstrung them for like a week.
For
and
a
put
week,
them a
like they
couple
did with
days
Castle,
behind.
and then traded him. So and at the end of the day, They got a second-round pick for Garoppolo. They got it with Castle. And so, I mean, I guess now when you look at it, they got to the halfway point of the season. Brady, yes, a little bit banged up, but, I mean, still looks like Tom Brady. I mean, his game almost looks re-energized, if anything. So if they get Hoyer back, which is, I think, what everybody's kind of assuming happens, you understand why they got something for something now. Why wait? Get that asset now and move on, I guess. You're excited for Garoppolo, of course, to have a chance with a great offensive coordinator, and it's far away. It's not like he's going to the Jets or the Bills or something like that.
So they trade him out of conference, which I think is huge, because the last thing you want to do is end up facing the guy that you could have had to be the backup to your man. Like he was the obvious heir apparent, or so we thought, again, and we just keep getting duped into it. So the answer is there is no heir apparent. It's Tom Brady forever until one day we just get surprised. And for all we know, I would not be surprised at all if Belichick cuts Brady at the end of this year. Or if Brady only has the rest of this year and you're like, but you had Brissett and then you had Garoppolo. You'd be surprised. Like any of you would be surprised if this is Brady's last year and there's just somebody completely different altogether. God only knows. God, not even Brady, only Belichick and maybe God only know.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm happy for Garoppolo. I do think it is supremely ironic that you now have Garoppolo going in to play for Kyle Shanahan, who probably lost sleep half the year because he blew the 25-point lead or was part of the consortium that blew the 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. Now Jimmy G gets to go start for the team Brady grew up rooting for. Tom Brady's favorite team now has Tom Brady's heir apparent, his Padawan, starting for them, or at least for now, and if he signs that deal. And we were talking before the show, again, from the department of, would it surprise you? Watch, Garoppolo will go and sign. Belichick will cut Brady in a year or two, and then Brady's going to want to play his days out in San Francisco, and then Garoppolo's going to be like, what the F, dude? Why can't I escape you? Yeah. It just
that'd be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Yeah, just out of the blue, this happens last night. I think everyone, like you said, everyone was in lockstep. Garoppolo was going to play out the season. Maybe he'd be a little disappointed, tucking another year of his prime away, but he's well compensated. He's learning from the greatest of all time, and wherever he goes, he'll go on to be his own great leader of a great football team one day. But that's it. Midseason, gone. And he didn't even do anything wrong, your Collinses or whatever. It's this is what you get. This is what you get for good behavior in Patriots Nation. You get sent to a winless team on the other side of the friggin' country.
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm kind of the piece that I'm finding though is we're just Brady ride or die now. It's Brady to the end. Let's just go. We can put all this stuff aside where we had to think about how's the transition going to go with Jimmy G? Are we going to, is he going to sign another deal and all that? And it's let's just go with Tom Brady, and if he breaks down and you got to stick Brian Hoyer in there, so be it. But let's just, Brady's given us so much. Let's just try to make it happen with him, I guess. But it's still surprising.
Well, the book's still out on Tom Brady. I'm not sure exactly what the Pats are going to get for him. So we'll see if it's worth sticking with Brady. This is it. Okay, so when Kraft says he thinks that Brady could play till he's 50, when Brady says he wants to play till he's at least 45. Why? I hate to say it, but if you're going to pay Garoppolo starter or starter-ish money to again pocket years of his prime, and we're not even in Aaron Rodgers territory. So if someone wants to bring up the whole but Rodgers was behind Favre for 4 years and he obviously benefited from it because he's been one of the best in the NFL for nearly a decade now. Yeah, but that was only 4 years. This is Garoppolo's fourth year behind Brady. Or at least he went 3.5. Yeah. I think he's learned adequately. We've seen before in the game and a half we got last year, he knows what he's doing, and he can handle a complicated pro offense. So it's his time. It's an odd situation. And again, I think it's mostly just because what happens with the Pats is you don't get a warning that we're jumping to hyperspace. You don't get told we're about to experience reentry burn. There's no indication. There's no warning signs. It just happens. Shit just happens, and you have to just deal.
Right. Well, it's happened so many times, and that's why it's been so exciting to be a Patriots fan through this whole run. And it's constant. Every year, every offseason, in season, it doesn't really matter. There's always going to be that one jaw-dropping moment. And it's amazing. They've crossed the boundary of social media. Social media came arise over this Belichick Brady thing. Right. And it's what would have happened when Lawyer Malloy got cut? back in 2003 before, all this stuff even
What if there was
existed.
Twitter during the
Twitter
Bledsoe
doing
thing?
all that stuff. I mean, it would have been even hyped even more. And, so now it's like, Jamie Collins, Richard Seymour, all these moves that have happened have just been absolutely, it's fun. I mean, it makes it fun, and even if it hurts sometimes, which, I don't know, this one didn't hurt that much, but
I still
it's
think it's
definitely
like
a
the
shocker.
biggest surprise. I think this might be, so if you want to put them all up there, so like the Malloy cut, Deion Branch a couple of years ago, the Seymour trade, Jamie Collins last year. I think this is the biggest surprise because Mankins did come out of the freaking blue. Yeah. Well, he's always out a year early as opposed to a year late, but there's no year early on Garoppolo. This is, do we spend all that money, hamstring the salary cap, look for a Castle-type deal? And now there's all the speculation from a bunch of people that know less than Jon Snow about what the offer was in the offseason from another team, or particularly maybe the Browns. Was it, I had heard from an unnamed source that the offer on the table was a first-rounder, the number 12 pick for Garoppolo at the draft if the right player was there, and whoever the Patriots were hoping would be there at 12 was not, so the deal was off. And that, I think there's a little bit of Patriots manipulating. I listened to Adam Schefter this morning. We all tuned into Schefter. We've listened to Ian Rappaport and Jason Lockenford. They're all just like a giant Voltron of insider information now. Like, it's Adam Locken Rappaport at this point now. So they've spun all this stuff around. Who knows? Who knows what was offered? Who knows who else wanted to get in on it? This is what it is. What it is now. Gone. Second round pick, which we know Belichick loves. He loves those early second round picks.
He loves them.
Because that's basically going to be like what, between 33 and 36 probably?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And, you've got some leverage to move up if you want to, but yeah, it's good. I think we have some questions too. We want to encourage you guys. We want to hear what you think about the Garoppolo trade, and we're looking at it right now live. One that I thought was kind of funny, Scott Bellata saying Jimmy Garoppolo versus Jacoby Brissett, Super Bowl 53. Would that be weird?
Would it be weird? Yes. Is that going to happen? No.
Here's one that was again from Scott. Fitzy, do you think we'll make any more moves before the deadline, and what do you hope we do?
Wow. The Wolfpack. Wow. There were three. They tweet out the pick. Like they're a Wolfpack, and Brady, that Instagram from earlier in the year, where it's like, I'm a member of, I consider myself a loner, but I'm so proud to be a member of this Wolfpack. And then the Brissett and Garoppolo should have been like, oh, shit. That means we're both going to get moved by the bye week. Brissett for Dorsett, and now Garoppolo. Who would have thought? The Patriots literally, if you think that the Patriots are going to go into a game or literally just have one quarterback, a 40-year-old named Tom Brady, you're as crazy as thinking Garoppolo would get moved at the deadline because, wow, they'll do anything there. They'll do absolutely anything. As far as, do I think they'll make any other moves? Let's see, we all thought Garoppolo wouldn't get traded, so he did. So now we all think something's going to get done by 4 o'clock today, so I'm going to say no. I bet nothing else gets done by 4 o'clock. No spin the second rounder or spin their own second rounder for
with
defensive line help. Or package it with Butler. We've heard like Mike Gillislee in a pick to Detroit for Ziggy and maybe the rights to Megatron.
People have fantastic imaginations when it comes to trades. It's always just like, and we could get Lawrence Taylor. And
right.
Like, wait, what?
All
what
we got to do is just get the ghost of, we got to get 2004 Yahoo Fantasy Priest Holmes, and then we'll have like the greatest running back, and then we got to get 2007 Randy Moss. It's not a Madden game. This isn't Tecmo Bowl. Like it's not an all-time fantasy team.
If it's anything,
I'd be more surprised if they do trade for somebody today.
If it's anything, it's going to be some random linebacker that that they liked coming out, who's fallen out of favor due to injuries or bad play, and they take a flyer on him, like your Kyle Van Noy's, like Akeem Ayers a couple years ago.
Your Jonathan Casillas.
When you're like, who? It doesn't really scratch that itch you have when you want Megatron. But it's still usually those guys end up contributing, and I mean there are some needs. I'd be fine grabbing a linebacker or even a defensive tackle depending on how Malcolm Brown is.
It's interesting how. It's interesting. Wouldn't you say it's interesting now though? Like we're at the halfway point of the season, and the one component that could have possibly guaranteed continuity in the offense has been traded away should the most important member of the team get injured, and it's the offense that's sputtering, but the defense which is full of almost completely, save for a couple back-end somebodies. The defense is full of more nobodies than not and unheard ofs at this point, and yet they're coming together as the offense, which is full of stars and fantasy fan favorites, seems to be sputtering. So would it surprise you? 2 barks for surprise, 1 for not. Would it surprise you if, okay, well, I guess the answer is that not surprised. Would it surprise you if they trade for somebody on offense today, if there's a move versus somebody on defense?
No, nothing ever can really truly surprise me. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Why
it's
ask the question
surprise,
I know the answer to?
I guess it's shock. Would something shock you? No, it wouldn't shock me. I could see them grabbing a tackle. I know they've got 3 of them right now, but yeah, you never know. I mean, I wouldn't put anything off the table, except for getting rid of Steven Gostkowski. I think he's probably safe.
Hey, that Bobby missed 2 kicks on Sunday. Gostkowski, more like Loskowski if he keeps playing that way. I'm with Matt Chatham on Twitter. Like, the mute button is ready. Everyone that wants to, the only tweet I've sent out about him all year was where I literally just wrote like multiple redacted Gostkowski tweets. You want to say something bad? Yeah, he didn't have a great game Sunday against the Chargers, 3 for 5, but he's 20 for 23 on the season, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is better at kicking the ball somewhere between 2 yards into the end zone and down to the 1 on kickoffs. His kickoff game has been on point and beautiful the last couple of years.
Was he like 4 for 6? I mean, it's like...
He was 3 for 5. How about getting 1 or 2 more touchdowns and we're not talking about that?
Why are you kicking 5 field goals? That's the issue. I mean,
right.
Yeah, he should probably hit him, and there's some wind and everything. But, look at the state of kickers around the league. What are you going to... It's the same thing with Tuca. It's like, what are you going to get rid of him and just go find that all-pro that's just sitting on the street waiting for a job?
They play harder for Kuboden, kid. So I guess really what we could, if we sum all this up, I guess it really was the bye week for Jimmy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to own.
Absolutely.
It's going to be tough to top that one. It's going to be tough to top that one.
Oh, yes, the first Rebel transport is away. Hooray! This would be a perfect time to remind you that Patshow and all of my shitty dad jokes are brought to you by your friends at Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee. Joey Kramer's sweet, delicious, fully roasted organic coffees are available at rockinandroastin.com. And please go there right now and enter promo code PATSHOW for 15% off your order. You can get the Sumatra, the Espresso, Ethiopia, Guatemala, Guadalajara, Mata, whatever. They got all the good coffees. Let me tell you, they've got the best coffees. This I know, okay? They have the finest coffees in the world. Rockinandroastin.com. Thank you, Joey, and all your delicious brews. This is what I'm about my 7th now, considering I got absolutely next to no sleep last night doing bad internet videos, prepping for the show. I mean, this is what we do, right? Again, nothing comes as a surprise at this point.
Somebody getting traded.
Yeah, you're a loser. You're the one who said that the Pats had lost their mind. I say this too, also. One, I'm sorry to everyone out there. I think maybe the big reaction. There's a small sect of us that are like, oh man, I guess I was kind of maybe thinking it would be Garoppolo maybe in a year or two if Brady, there was the talk of if Brady wins his 6th, he's out. I doubt that's the case now because otherwise it's going to be Brian Hoyer, Sam Bradford's, or whoever's the quarterback at East Carolina State now's team next year. So you lose the guy who I think most Patriots fans would have been most comfortable with should they have moved on from Brady next year or anytime soon because it's the devil we know and it's a handsome devil at that. Yeah. And then also I think a lot of it is just come on, Garoppolo's pretty handsome. So there's a lot of broken hearts.
Well, I will say, I don't know if anyone caught this, but they did a pizza segment with Garoppolo where he was at Lou Malnati's back in Chicago where he was it's behind the scenes kind of stuff. And I was watching it with my wife and she wasn't really a fan of the Jimmy Garoppolo, nice to look at, but kind of felt he was kind of bland.
Really?
Kind of like the pizza he was making. Yeah, I don't know. Just saying, I mean, he's nice to look at, but
that's right.
There's no substance
there.
He doesn't have the charisma.
I heard it was because there was nothing behind the eyes in the pizza segment, and also Kevin Spacey. Yep. All I know is that it was a three creep deal involving Garoppolo, Weinstein, and Kevin Spacey. So I'm just putting it out there.
Here's the thing, though. I would say about Garoppolo, though.
It was freelancing.
I know. Garoppolo, and there's all this talk of the Patriots have had all these backup quarterbacks that they've invested and traded, and have they gotten returns on the investment and all that kind of stuff. But I think Garoppolo is very unique in that he has a skill set that's going to translate anywhere. Where he has a quick release, he obviously is comfortable in the pocket. He's got athleticism. With Castle, all those other guys, like especially Mallett, I never really saw. I mean, to be honest, Brian Hoyer is probably my second all-time favorite Brady backup, just because he's tough and I don't know, he felt like he kind of fit the system. So I think Garoppolo is going to probably be one of the guys to actually have success, especially with Shanahan, a smart offensive coordinator who will understand how to build around him. But he has that superlative skill set that makes him a good player in the NFL. It's going to make him difficult to defend. And if he finds receivers who can get open quick and he can get the ball, they're going to move the ball.
They will. I mean, their offense just upgraded 500%.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're a 49ers fan.
Oh, I know.
Can you
It's
imagine,
oh my God! All of a
you
sudden
want to
you're
talk
the
about
promising
crotch-level
team and-
goalpost. Holy smokes. Boing, we have nothing, and now we got Garoppolo, and for only a second-rounder, and I think the 49ers had multiple second-round picks going into the 2018 draft. So for the 40, let's shoot straight here. Like, the biggest winner in this trade, by far, aside even from Jimmy, is the 49ers because quarterback of the future, done. And one that has been healed under Brady for 3.5 years.
Right.
If you draft a kid, look, Goff is coming around in year 2.
Yeah.
Wentz came around in year 2. Maybe they obviously were worth trading up for, but that may be more the exception to the norm than the norm, which is it's going to take a while to get your legs under you in the NFL. So,
well, how excited do you think Jimmy Garoppolo is this morning? Like he sees Jacoby Brissett go off to Indianapolis, and
get
he's
his
having
balls
success.
handed to him every week.
But generally everybody's like, wow, Jacoby Brissett really looks good. Andrew Luck can say that, So he must have been, as much as he's been itching over the last few years. How much was he itching? And now all of a sudden it's like, here you go. You're going to go into that building. You're going to take everything you learned under Tom Brady, the example he set, and go for it. It's all the keys. Here are the keys to the car. Go drive it out in San Francisco. So it's got to be exciting for him, and it'll be fun to see.
And if Brady sticks around, they played him in 2015, so 2016, so 17, 18, they wouldn't play. The Patriots won't play the 49ers again until 2020, unless, of course, they meet in Super Bowl 53 or 54. So
fingers not crossed.
What I'm talking about.
Then you are talking about absolute nonsense, disembodied voice of Patshow. All right, those are our opening thoughts on the Garoppolo trade and everything surprising that happened late at night in Patriots Nation last night. Of course, we would love to get your thoughts, and we've put together a couple of our favorites, and maybe we'll shout out a few more here in a little segment we call the Best of Patriots Tweetia. Hey, listen, I'll say this too. Make no mistake. Hate the Patriots, love the Patriots, be indifferent to them at all. There is no doubt that the NFL is always a more interesting place with the Patriots around.
It is. I mean, everybody gets to hate them. They
Yep.
make all these crazy moves. They're always like giving the media stuff to talk
Yep.
about. I mean, it's never a dull moment. I built a whole blog out of it.
I have a freaking life based around it. Are you
I
kidding
know,
me?
right? Hold on.
Speaking of which, one of the best follows on Twitter, not just for the Patriots, but to know anything about football, salary caps, and more, our friend Miguel at Pats Cap. I would like to thank the Pats for giving us something to talk about during the bye week. You know what's nice? It's not going to just be the same repetitive stuff we all would have done, which would have been, is bad Emosi as good Emosi as we think? How come Gilmore can't play? What a bust he is, and what's wrong with the offense? Now it's all like, ooh, here comes Hoyer, Brady, the trade, Garoppolo, holy smokes. Completely different news cycle like that.
Yeah, and we're experiencing it live here on Patshow, where we scrapped our whole Chargers
Scrapped the
show.
entire show.
And here we are. But that's
All right,
we're nimble. We're nimble.
Talk to Deborah in HR. You can bill back for 2 times today. Yeah, well, she's also dead, so she's like, what's her face? And she's what's the name of the dead girl?
Barb?
Barb. She's with Barb. Okay.
Sorry, Barb.
Next, rap sheet. Ian Rappaport. When the Browns, that's such a weird avatar that comes up. It just looks like a shit streak in a pair of orange underwear. You're the only team that's like the color. Your team name is a color, and then your helmets aren't. I don't even want to.
No, don't go there. Good uniform, bad helmet. That's what my friend used to say. You know.
They're probably like the only team on gooduniformbadhelmet.com as well. Just picture the Browns. Anyway, when the Browns made an offer for Jimmy G during the draft, they didn't offer a first. Just a second and change. Pats, wait and take this deal. See, again, I'd heard differently from pretty reliable sources
You
that
got sources now. This is exciting.
I actually have one. No one wants to believe it because of all the nonsense I spew on Instagram and YouTube. That is a pretty reliable source. That 12 was there for them if they wanted it, and they didn't get the player they wanted, so they moved on and held on to the handsome insurance policy, and now they figured, all right, let's get something while we can. And for all we know, it's definitely not the quarterback of the future they'll take with that second round pick.
This just changes the conversation too, though, because my initial thought was what the hell happened? And we're supposed to get 7 first-round picks for this guy, you know? And I don't know where it got blown out of proportion. That, you know, it was a lock that they wanted, whatever it was, you know, 2 first.
Like it was all about their.
You know, that's what they say. Oh, that's what they're moving them, and they would never move for anything less. And you know, but really, at the end of the day, a high second-round pick probably gets the job done with just about anybody with them.
Right. I mean, I heard Adam Schefter this morning on Boston Sports Radio, and even he was like, yeah, the Patriots moved on from Garoppolo because they didn't think they could sign him, and he gave a thumbs down to Stranger Things season 2. They just had nothing.
Right.
No one knows. And you know what? You're not gonna know because the Fort Knox of football thoughts that has the hood over it and sometimes wears the hot jacket at one Patriot place. You ain't hearing nothing.
Nope.
I can't wait for the first. Who's going to be the person that's going to ask him? I can't wait. Who's going to take that sword?
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of people lining up to do it.
We can't wait. We can't wait to let you guys know why we made the trade. We can't wait. Daniel Jeremiah, what was this one, Mike?
So this one is that BB was maybe sticking it to the Browns. Some around the league believe BB wouldn't consider helping them at QB, but I mean, really,
they've traded with them a couple times the last couple of years.
I know there was the Browns one, but you know, I don't know. I just like vindictive BB. That's kind of you know just fun to think about. Like, nope, we're not. Nope, you know. I mean, the Jets I could see, but Browns.
I can't wait till he wins 3 more Super Bowls with the Patriots and we can start calling him BB-8. Oh man, I swore I was done with the dad jokes.
Half-tack first.
If I wasn't so tired, I'd kick myself in the junk. All right, moving on. Okay, now this makes a lot of sense.
Chess. They're playing chess.
Well, yeah, it would have seemed obvious. Like, well, yeah, why not stick Hoyer in the deal? Because comp picks, right?
Yeah, it would have canceled out the 4th rounder they're supposed to get for Martellus Bennett. So it's basically like, yeah, give us Hoyer in the trade. We're going to lose. No, you know.
And then they were smart enough to realize Hoyer reached that veteran
so he
plateau
can pick
threshold.
where he wants. There's no waivers.
There's no like, oh, they cut Coney Ely. Why did the Jets get him? Yeah, no, Hoyer can. And I heard this morning too, there were a couple other teams interested in Hoyer, but like, if you're Hoyer,
go home.
Where are you going?
Go home.
Go home.
It's your
Come
home.
on, Brian. Come on. Come on,
Yeah.
Brian. Makes all the sense.
It does make sense. I mean, in terms of a backup quarterback, what more do you really want?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. He's been here.
No, it's
He's
the
been
one that
around
made all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
And the release of Hoyer came within like 30 minutes of everyone, having their pants and tear release last night when they heard about Garoppolo. So the Schefter thing last summer, though, or around the draft, that's what kind of planted in our head that Jimmy was going absolutely nowhere, and the market that would be set for him was at least a first, if not multiple firsts, right?
Yeah, this is Schefter last summer saying, figure out a way one way or another to keep him there, whether that means signing an extension, franchising, make it work. I mean, it all sounds good in theory, but like what deal is Jimmy Garoppolo going to accept from the Patriots to be Tom Brady's backup going forward after you've been here 4 years? It doesn't seem in the universe that he would ever accept. And they're not going to give him a buttload of money just in case. So I mean, I thought he was gone at the beginning of the next offseason anyway. At least they would, and
right.
They got a second rounder for him now, and that's
They took him at the end of the second, surprisingly, in 2014, and now here in the middle of 2017, they moved up the second-round draft board for him. Got 3.5 years of handsome insurance. Paid off very well for them last year.
Handsome.
It was very handsome. They were handsomely rewarded. That one wasn't that bad. Was that bad? All right. Oh, sorry. All right. Moving on. And for everyone that was curious about, like, I wonder if Belichick is in his war room or his bunker on Monday night just ruining the trade. Nope. He was
hosting outdoor yoga. He's hosting. This came from his Linda Holiday's Instagram, but he's hosting outdoor yoga and he's tossing footballs just like he tossed Jimmy G. I mean, Patricia's there too, but he doesn't care.
Right.
Backup quarterback.
No, literally the definition. Like I think we mentioned here on the show before that Marshawn Lynch is the definition of the most 0 Fs given. I would say like that's the player edition of 0 Fs given, the coach general manager edition of 0 Fs given.
I'm going to say something. Really, this is breaking right now, and I just realized this. But I do believe that Belichick is wearing the old hot jacket that he wore in the Super Bowl with the no patch on it.
Uh-oh. Oh my. Wow. Breaking Belichick wardrobe.
This is like a breaking Belichick hoodie.
Wow.
Like right now, I got to like rush to the database and consult this, but I don't know. I guess he kept it in a drawer for a yoga football charity event.
Knowing that he'd be photographed hoisting a giant white football the night that the rest of us are home freaking out like, what are you doing, Bill? And he's there like, I do not care at all. Here's this. Linda dragged me to this shit.
Give me my second rounder.
Next. Yep, our pal Patriots SB 49. When does it leak out Jimmy Garoppolo was freelancing too much like with Collins last year? And I just saw Matt Chatham tweeted a second ago, too. Great follow, former Patriots linebacker, the guy who tackled the streaker at Super Bowl 38, Matt Chatham. He's at Chatham58. Excuse me. It's one thing for the Browns, who got the freelancing Jamie Collins last year, midseason, to miss on rookies like Wentz and Watson. As really, really, really bad for them to pass on all those. But it's next level poo to miss on a Garoppolo bid considering the final money. The Browns have had 2 first-round picks every other year, and they've always got second-round picks galore, and they're always going to be at the top of the second round. So even if you took DeShone Kizer, if you know it's only going to take, it must be because he didn't want him in conference. It can't be the whole vindictive BB thing, right?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
You never know.
That's kind of fun to think, right? It's the fuel that powers the show. All right, moving on.
Poor Mike Giardi. Of everybody who's
Biggest
having a rough
cheerleader.
day today, Mike Giardi is probably
From the
in a
Department of
sad
Handsome on
place.
Handsome. He's probably he's probably asking for a transfer to NBC Sports Boston Bay Area, right? Please send me to follow my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Now, how do you think this is going to work out? So let's say now, obviously, they don't have a lot of weapons right now in San Francisco. They got Pierre Garçon and then pass catch Johnny, warm body Ted, other guy O'Reilly. They got nobody at receiver in San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin's the only other one of
that's
merit.
impressive, Nick. I can't.
They even
I probably
traded
couldn't
away
name 4 guys
Vance
on that
McDonald,
team.
their tight end, to the Steelers, and Torrey Smith left,
Well-
went to Philadelphia. So not a lot to work with.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, again, it's a quick release kind of thing. It's just, if you can find those quick twitch guys that can kind of get open quick, you know, just dink and dunk it, baby, you know,
Right.
and Garoppolo played right into that. I think he's got some escapability, you know, when the play breaks down. You know, it's going to be an experimentation period for them over this first half season, and you know, they should try to sign him to an extension. I mean, it's just, you got him in the building, you gotta keep him, you know.
And we all thought that it was probably going to be Kirk Cousins who might be going to San Francisco because they had worked together before, and that's where he asked to be traded. And then Daniel Snyder was like, nope, you're not getting traded out there. You don't like that, do you? And now he's going to have to suffer there in Washington, and now he knows that's not what's going to set his market in 2018 because Garoppolo is now Kyle Shanahan's man. Kyle! All right, next. Yeah, the Dola one made me feel it. I got a little bit of the Foxborough feels last night. Dola giving him the...
Well, Dola got a concussion on that one, so it's probably
Hey,
good.
hey, it's a lot. I gotta say right there. I gotta say, of all the tweets that make fans moist, holy moly.
Italy. I think
Change your
hashtag
pin. Look at
Italy,
this
like,
one.
you know, somebody's going on vacation, they're like, oh, what's this summer? No, oh, what, football?
Business side of things. Oh, the flag came up there. How about that too? Yeah.
Is that the
no.
Browns? No, that's not that.
Yeah, that's it. You're the worst. No, I'm the worst, but now I feel like
Second
I'm rubbing
worst?
off on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. Let's see, our old pal
Yeah.
Jeff Howe.
Friend of the show.
Friend of show, Jeff Howe. Interesting. So now, Patriots could be clearing up the space that a lot of us thought they might be using next year to hold on to Jimmy as the super handsome, coveted insurance policy. So what do you think? What's the take? Does Butler stay, and would they use the tag on him now? Because I think they kind of need him because the other guy's not getting it.
I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Malcolm Butler is like really, really good. And he definitely has some haters out there, and he's had a sloppy start to the season. But he is really good, and I mean, the way he plays, the energy he brings, like it just crushes me to think about losing him, just because it's everything you want out of a cornerback. So hopefully they'll have enough space to franchise, and because I think they would do that. It was surprising they gave huge money in a long-term deal to Gilmore, which they had never done before. But they have always been perfectly happy paying 1 year to a cornerback. They franchised Asante. They gave Revis a bunch of money for a year. They even gave Browner, you know, pretty good chunk, a little bit of change as well for 1 year. So I think they probably would definitely consider this, and it's good to see that it's on the table. And given my thought that they would franchise Garoppolo, it does make a lot of sense.
Jonathan Jones and Johnson Batamosi are great fill-ins, awesome nickel guys, substitute corners, special teamers with a little extra potential fill-in bye-week capability. These are not the guys, these are not the bedrocks in the secondary that you want to build the defense around. You either have to hope that Gilmore gets with the program, and turns his season around quickly and also gets healthy too. Butler is a Patriot. Everyone hated.
Yeah.
One of the things I think we can all latch onto. Whatever was going on with Butler, his agent, blah, blah, blah. Beyond even the Super Bowl play, Butler's just one of those New England guys.
Yeah.
Comes from nowhere, undrafted.
He's got a
heart
swagger.
and hustle. Yeah,
got
and he's got the swag.
swagger.
I love the fact he might be
He's
the
chirpy.
best. He chirps. He's a tone setter out there. Physically, you can see him trying to strip the ball over the play.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
tackler.
He's also never given up a catch that he hasn't like contested or said was out of bounds or something. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
every time a guy catches, he's like, you know, that kind of annoys me a little bit when it's like, just if the guy made a play, just acknowledge it and, you know.
He's competitive though.
But he's competitive, and it's always like, you know, the little song and dance afterwards. But
How
you
about
know,
even on Melvin Gordon's touchdown run, which we'll get to in our very super quick end of show, post shift, post game. Even on the Melvin Gordon touchdown
almost
run,
caught him.
who
busting ass, and he had like a
hauled ass
4.6 or
upfield.
4.7
Yeah.
supposed 40 time. I mean, you know, he's all hustle, and you know the energy he brings, and you know I don't want to kill Stephon Gilmore. He just seems like a quiet guy, and he's goes about his business.
Oh, I do.
And he's been out for 3 weeks now. But it's just that as a football somebody who I just like Butler. I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot. Yeah,
I don't think.
I'm not. No. Well, first of all, Lock
I
and Four
doubt
has
it.
lost his lock
Yeah.
lost his lock in mind. And
Oh, the
I don't
Patriots
think they're
just made a
making a
trade
deal.
now.
Anything? I'm looking at Twitter right now. Like
I know,
we've got
I know.
right now. It is 11:40 a.m. Eastern on Patshow. Whenever you guys watch this, obviously things may have changed drastically. An hour, a day, a couple days from
We
now.
might look stupid. We might look smart. Who knows?
Oh no.
Oh, we do look stupid.
No, we look. Yeah. See, now,
Who looks stupid?
Disembodied voice.
You got to see like the full mullet wig. You know.
Looks good. It actually does look like, and it looks like you poured peroxide on an animal and then it settled and died on your head.
I love it, right?
It's like, what's that episode where Cousin Oliver poured too much dye on the rabbits in the Brady Bunch? Looks like one of those rabbits settled on Mike's head and then just went out with his stringy rock.
Long live the mullet, baby. Long live the mullet.
No, I don't think they're making another
I
deal
don't
by
think so.
4 o'clock. Unless it's for.
Hold on to that
no.
pick. What are you going to do? I mean, unless it's like, they're going to get somebody who's going to probably walk at the end of the season. You know, every trade is always end of their deal,
Right.
on the bench, that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe, but
I'm in.
we'll be wrong again.
I thought this was from everyone that keeps doubting Belichick, because of course, how many thousands of people freaked out? He's lost his mind. Belichick's lost his marbles. This one from that Dave Brown. So he tweeted this last night. So today we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Patriots ending their quest for a 5th Super Bowl victory.
Sad.
Sarcasm, Twitter sarcasm, Patriot edition on point. That's
Yeah.
That's a gold star, 5-like tweet right there. Top shelf, top tweet. Moving on. Yep, Matt Chatham also gave us this one too. At some point in his close-up evaluation, Belichick clearly concluded neither Garoppolo or Brissett were the long-term answers in Foxborough. Now, I don't agree with this one.
I don't agree with this
I
one
wanted to
either.
put this one in there just because I'm glad we did.
I'm glad,
because,
we didn't even coordinate on this. I was
No.
about to say. Do you want to disagree first?
Yeah, maybe this is the closest thing we'll have to a hot takedown. I think he would have. I think they decided that Brissett was not the long-term answer, and they wanted to get something for a guy they were on the fence about cutting at the end of preseason. But I can't imagine that they didn't like what they saw from Garoppolo. You put in that tape of the first half before the Kiko Alonso hit.
Kiko Alonso.
Yeah, Kiko Alonso. Yeah. Oh, hey, what did I say? Hawaiian for cheap shot artist, right? What did you do last week to Flacco, huh? Tell me I'm wrong,
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah.
Go ahead, at me, bro. Tell me I'm wrong, Twitter. 100%.
Yeah, it's just the timing. You can't. There's no way you can make it work. I mean, as we got a comment from Scott Brown who mentioned, he's going to walk this season anyway. I mean, he was like, there's no way to pay both those guys. He's leaving anyway.
Right.
Get your pick
Wait,
now.
former Senator Scott Brown?
Apparently,
Wow, how about-
I don't know. We got to do.
Down in New Zealand, he's back home.
Should we take
Wow,
some more
didn't-
questions?
didn't know. Yeah, some more questions?
From Scott Bellata, did you feel confident in Jimmy G coming in for Brady if he got hurt?
Yep.
Would you feel any confidence in whomever the backup will be now?
Yes.
Sure. Like
Yes.
it's like Garoppolo here and then like Hoyer like here. I mean, serviceable.
Right.
I mean, I think that their Super Bowl chances would have been better with Garoppolo, but I think Hoyer can hold the fort for a couple games if he were to need to. God forbid he does.
Right. Okay, right. But would I still? Yes, because he knows the system, he gets it. He may not have thrown a lot of balls to Amendola, Chris Hogan, and Gronk before, but he's got Brady's trust, he's got Belichick's trust, he's worked with McDaniels, so I think there's a level of comfort that I think all of us would have with Hoyer coming in as opposed to any other guy.
Yeah, we got one more, and I don't know. This is just a comment from Row SSI. I don't know if that's a name or not, but Batamosi playing bad. He needs more time to develop. If you didn't see, he got beat like 6 straight times on back shoulder throws. Need to get a hand on those. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with that. I think he's
definitely 4 for 6. Yeah. Whoa.
I know. Well, I think
wow, this is hot take.
I know. I feel like that's a good
here.
example sometimes of like the kind of people kind of come at you with those comments, and I disagree. No offense. Thank you for the comment. But again, I don't know how. Did I really go off on how much I love Batamosi too?
Not
I feel like
entirely.
I feel like I'm leading the train on him. But I think he's probably going to get extended. He's in the last year of his deal. But he looks like a Patriots cornerback. He plays physical. He's never really out of position. When they're running before the snap, he doesn't look lost. You saw him 1/3 down. They tried to run a little rub route on him. He got underneath it and stayed physical.
Right.
He had a 30-yard pass interference, of course, which was kind of a little bit. But I think that guy's a keeper. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the whole debate of him and Gilmore of it all. I will say I think he's been far better than Eric Rowe ever was. And I think those might be your 3 cornerbacks, even if Rowe comes back, although it sounds like his groin got torn from here to San Diego or whatever.
Well, his groin is, I think they said it was going to take 6 weeks or so, but actually now he'll have been gone for almost 6 weeks by the time they come off the bye. And we may see an entirely new secondary by the time the Patriots come off the bye and play the Denver Broncos in the sniff in Week 9 out at Mile High GFY in the Sky Stadium. You could have Rowe back, you could have Gilmore back, and then, of course, you'll have this guy. Patriots tweeted this out Sunday morning before the game. It was weird. Some people are like, yeah, it's a sweet ad for Under Armour and Beats headphones. Okay, it is. It's a really handsome ad for that. But also, I just like to sit there and look at that and think like, yep, that's Brady. He knows the trade's coming, and he's just like, shit. It's just going to be me. I am literally all the starting quarterbacks for the Patriots now.
Like, what is on his phone right now that he's looking at? I mean, is he like changing the song up? Does he have like actual film? Is he going through some last film things, or is he just like on Instagram messing around? Like,
He's
she's
texting
him like reminder. She's texting him reminder after the game. Reminder after the game. You got to pick up the kids' candy and
organic avocado. We need spelt bread. We need gluten-free crackers. We need more of your Greek yogurt ice cream sticks.
God damn it, Giselle! I'm busy.
Can't you see?
I'm at work.
Come on! I gotta throw hospital balls to Hogan on Sunday. Oh, and I'm glad the word is also that Chris Hogan. Separated shoulder, yes, but from what we've read, and of course you can follow similar sources and get the same information too. But I'm super glad that Hogan doesn't need surgery, and it's probably going to hurt like all holy hell the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's
but
gonna be tough.
Only a couple of weeks.
He's tough. He
All
can handle it.
So 3 players on IR too. You got Vincent Valentine, you've got Shea McClellan, and you've got Money Mitch, Malcolm Mitchell.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, linebacker, defensive end hybrid, and excellent run-stopping defensive lineman. You can only bring back 2. Which 2 are you bringing back?
That's easy. I would bring back Mitchell and McClellan. I mean, I think McClellan's going to be the first one back. It seems he's already practicing.
Yep.
Still seems like Mitchell's up in the air, and we haven't heard anything on Valentine. So, I mean, as long as you have Brown, I mean, it depends on Brown. If Malcolm Brown's ankle is bad, then maybe you want Valentine. But love Valentine. Making plays at the end of his rookie year. But, you got an interior rotation of those 3 guys who have all, branches come on. So, I mean, I think of all the guys you kind of need, Valentine's the least of the needs right now. But McClellan is primed to come back. You need an athletic linebacker. It'll be interesting to see how it kind of flushes out once he does come back. I think Cassius Marsh, and I know he's another new guy that's made a couple plays. He's blown a couple plays. He's one who got sealed off on that long 87-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
He's up and down. He's not quite as sturdy as you'd like on the edge. He does make some pass rush plays. He gets skinny, kind of can get through the line. But I think you're gonna kind of want to pull back on him a little bit.
It's a little small for the D end.
I'm just shocked that I'm like, come back, Shea McClellan. I miss you so much because he was like, just cut him, at the beginning of the season. Now I really need him.
You know, it was a nice surprise. We were going to spend a little time talking about this before. We got all sorts of Garoppolo up in this piece this week on Patshow, episode number 12. And by the way,
we didn't point that out yet. I know.
Let's not lose sight of the fact you guys have been sitting here looking.
Have a piece of candy.
Yeah,
oh my God, we haven't even. We
have the mega Halloween candy. You guys are missing on all the candy. You're wondering where you should go trick or treat and show them how much candy. Everyone, look at how much candy Mike's got.
I don't know.
You guys are going the wrong house, bitches. Also, we've got our Mike was thoughtful enough to bring our episode 12 cake.
Oh, that was Ian and Aaron.
Is that you guys too?
Yeah.
OMFG,
our great
you
folks
guys.
here, media boss. She did
Oh,
great.
my freaking
12 episodes,
Garoppolo.
though.
Wow, you
12
guys.
episodes.
12 episode cake.
It's very exciting. We didn't
Oh, it's a
light it.
cookie cake.
Oh, it's so
well,
good.
That's not really a cake. I'm actually a little disappointed. It's not really a cake. I don't want to be too Larry
It's a
David. It's
cake.
not really a cake. It's more of a
eat
cookie.
I love that. Oh my God, cookies and frosting. It's
I
like,
know. Oh, like I'm not going to eat it the second we're done with the show.
Yeah.
They're using David Harris a little bit more too on
Yeah.
defense, which I love.
Started showing up. That was
See that
great.
play where he just destroyed that guy on the
Yeah.
way to that big,
That was great.
the
Yeah,
big
and then
fumble
forced the
sack,
fumble, kinda,
the
yeah.
big fumble sack of Phillip Rivers Sunday, which was a humongous play because they were driving for at least a field goal, if not possibly a touchdown there
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, that was a big play.
maybe a little. If McClellan comes back, you can see him in more on definite coverage plays, and on the
Yeah.
end you can see Harrison for run stuffs.
You can pull
and
back
some
on
blitzes.
Roberts a little bit too,
Yep.
who is like another one of those feast or famine guys, where if it's like a run play that he reads correctly, he just kills it.
He's like
and,
single play London Fletcher.
Yeah,
Just,
and
here, I stopped the run.
Yeah, and
I
if,
stopped
but
the
if
run,
it's like
coach.
a play action, he's like, oh shit,
whoop.
get back!
I don't have the lateral movement.
But I think you'll see a lot of McClellan and Van Noy is kind of the two,
Yeah.
with a four-man front, McClellan and Van Noy behind them, and you can kind of do some varied
Right.
things, and I think they'll be okay.
All right, before we punch out here on the All Garoppolo edition of Patshow, episode 12, Revenge of the Hoodie, we want to do just a quick look back at anything else we may have missed in Patriots-Chargers. Of course, Pats win to go 6-2 in the bye, 21-13 over the Los Angeles, soon to once again be San Diego Superchargers, with our Jax Abbey post-shift post-game.
Thank you, fans.
One quick cheer, please. Thank you, fan. Any other takeaways or thoughts?
No,
real quick
I
from
thought
the
it was
game?
just a good team win, and I
T-dubs?
Yeah, I mean it's you get good special teams play. Obviously the Gostkowski misses that we discussed, but I thought the offense did a good job of holding onto the ball. And I mean the headline is obvious, and everybody in the comments knows it. It's the red zone. It's just finishing off those drives. If they finish those drives with touchdowns, you don't have to rely on Gostkowski hitting 5 field goals, and and it's not even a close game. So I thought they managed that, and they also, offense ran their most plays, defense ran their fewest plays, so they kind of hid some of their weaknesses a little bit. But I think they're continuing to progress. I think we're kind of seeing what we have. They are a solid defense. I mean, they're not, they have their moments, as they certainly had with the 87-yard run. But it's one play. It's one big play.
It was one play. Really, if it weren't for one play, you could say the same too. Like if it weren't for Tyrell Williams dropping a couple of balls, if it wasn't for Travis Benjamin completely logging on to fullblowndipshit.com and running back from the 9 into the end zone.
Oh, I love that
to
website.
get taken down. It's a great site, you guys.
You can lose a lot of time on full-blown dipshit.
Man, I really should have registered that at GoDaddy before I dropped that in the show.
Yeah.
Don't you actually have to do that? Like if
yeah.
you mention a website that doesn't exist on a TV show, I think FCC requires that you own it. Yeah, Conan O'Brien had to do that once. He name-checked the website and then they had to buy it. Great, now I have to go buy full-blown dipshit.
I think it's appropriate. You could just make that your personal site instead of Nick
Oh,
Stevens.
sick burn alert! Yeah. Nice job, buddy.
I will say we got one more comment that I think is worth bringing up from our friend Sal here, saying, why didn't we get more for Jimmy G? He points out, what Houston got. Houston got a cornerback, 2 picks for a 32-year-old offensive lineman. Why?
Oh yeah, Dwayne Brown goes to the very offensive line starved Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, Jeremy Lane and
they get a nickel corner, a 2018 second and a 2019 fifth. That's a sweet haul for a 32-year-old tackle.
It is.
But
It is.
then
I mean,
again,
they must have really
Seattle
needed him
was-
bad. Yeah.
Well, you saw the way Russell Wilson had to run for his life in that amazing 400-yard, 4-touchdown performance he put up Sunday. Real quick sidebar, 5 seconds. Holy shit, that was a game.
Yeah.
We thought we'd seen some great games this year. We have, like Super Bowl 51. But I think game of the, there were a couple of candidates for game of the year, 2017 edition, and I'm pretty sure Seahawks-Texans wins it. Also, 5-second sidebar, the future of the quarterback position. Garoppolo's great, Brady's the GOAT, but Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
God, how many teams are just like, he was there, Watson was there.
So hard. It's so hard.
His last 3 big games.
Yeah.
Let's see. Against a previous Super Bowl champion like the Seahawks, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Against the Patriots, a couple hundred yards, 3 touchdowns. And the 2 games against Alabama, over 400 yards for the national championship and at least 4 touchdowns in each of those games.
I mean, that Patriots loss to him doesn't look quite as glaringly horrible.
Right.
It's no longer a rookie quarterback. He's a pretty good guy. He's a good football player.
I think the Patriots should be 7-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at the bye, they're 6-2. I think they should be. They played like they deserved to and almost wanted to and got shocked on the opener, but they should not have lost that Carolina game.
No.
That's the, but they did, and here we are. and it's good in the hood. Yeah, team win, good defensive effort.
Yeah.
A couple miscues. You can see why the Chargers continue to bedevil themselves. Plenty of potential, but they deserve to be 3-5. And the Pats?
The running game too. I have one other thing to say. Like the running game is just like the balance that they have on offense. All the guys, Gronkowski, and that was a weird thing. Like I don't really follow a lot of like the chatter after the game. I just kind of do it my own thing, and then the next day it's like, well, what are people talking about? And then it was like, what's up with Gronkowski? And you're like, what? Did I miss something? And I mean, I made some comments, but they're just so balanced now, and they're leaning on the running game, and that's just going to be really effective to keep Brady upright, keep the offense in time, and make up for Edelman.
Sweet Feet is making space on the third down catches, giving
so
Brady
good,
an
so
extra security
valuable,
valve.
yeah.
He's been great. Deion Lewis, just from the return, the 70-yard return,
just enjoy
sneaking
every
through
moment of
tackles.
him.
Gillislee is
No
starting to
ACLs,
get his
please.
big back feet under him.
Yeah.
3rd and 1s now are not such a done deal,
Like-
but he's not going to get him now. I'm starting to feel like he can get the short yards in a big situation. And Burkhead, man,
All the catches he had. I mean, he
great.
Underneath, and I mean, the crazy thing I saw was Gillislee leads the team in carries, which is like really, like,
Barely.
and they just kind of bust him out.
Yeah.
It's like short yardage, goal line. That's his job. Go get it, and it seems to be working. Everybody seems on the same page, so it's hopefully they keep them all upright.
All right, so everyone who's using their Garoppolo jersey as a hanky to wipe away their tears, the handsomest backup and possibly the future franchise quarterback, the one who is going to help the transition from the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is gone. Hopefully today we've been able to help you bandage those wounds. Wheel and of course not disembodied voice. Of course it didn't. Thanks so much. I love that we have our own troll on the friggin' show.
It works.
I hope we've been able to heal you guys up a little bit. Here's one more little laugh. Here's one more little piece, a little reminder of how good we have it. There's still, as Garoppolo is gone, we still have the greatest quarterback of all time starting for the Patriots. And you'll love this little video. We caught this from our friends over at Laces Out Show, which was hosted by our pal Jerry Thornton. Great podcast. You guys should check it out. This is a mission in, I don't know, insert some country on the other side of the world, where somebody was leading a bunch of kids in a chant, learning who the greatest quarterback of all time is. Check it out.
Okay, so number one. Who is the greatest quarterback of all time? So who is the greatest quarterback of all time? Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Okay, number two. Tom Brady. Look him up on the internet. Number two. Who blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl? The Falcons blew a 28-3 lead. Okay.
That is the most self-serving piece of mission work I've ever seen in history, and I support every second of it.
I believe those are Buddhist monks
Yeah.
that he is teaching.
Spreading the
Good, then
spreading
they
the
are
word of
probably
Brady.
the most at-peace monks, and they are well-versed in the book of Belichick and Brady. They're the smartest monks in the world. God bless them. That's like that. It's like an awesome Patriots version of that scene from Stripes. Some have beat sheep. That's so good. I love the fact that you've got a sweet, like, midday glow on your hair now as well, too. Look at the sun coming in on Mike and his sweet locks.
It's like,
I had no idea. By the
Slow
way,
it.
are you Gunner or are you the other Nelson brother?
oh, Ricky? Oh, no,
Rick
that's
Gunner,
the dad, right? Ricky
Remember
Nelson's the dad.
The super
isn't he?
band. After
I just
the
can't live
rain
without your love
washes
and affection.
away the tears.
Wow,
all the
you went
tears.
with a little bit lesser known of their catalog. You didn't go with the I can't live without your love and affection. That's like their hit, right?
The fact that you knew the other one.
I had the tape.
All right, yeah, I had the tape, right. Oh, it was in my sister's car. All right, for my good friend Mike D from Pat's Propaganda, everyone here at Media Boss, the dogs you heard barking and walking through frame, all you guys out there in the wide world of Patriotsdom and all the Foxborough football fanimals, I'm Nick Stevens, your old pal Fitzy. You can follow Mike at Pat's Propaganda. Hit me up with questions at FitzyGFY. We're available 24/7, 365. We're going to get through this, guys. It's okay. We don't know who the next one is, but we don't need to worry about him because we got the greatest of all time. Happy Halloween. Be good to each other. Try not to eat all the candy. Save some for your pals at Patshow, and we'll see you next week. Hit it!
1, 2, 3, 28. Let's go! Patshow! Let's go! Patshow! Let's talk about Brady and Edelman! Talk about Gronk and the stuff he did! Talk about Leonard and the blow
My head
Now
is
see,
aching
here's why
so